Hello, book lovers. Welcome to my bookish once again. My name is Caleb Momo. Over the past 5 years, I have consistently read over 100 books per year. Now, a lot of people ask me, how are you able to read so much? So today, I'm going to be sharing with you my exact step-by-step blueprints that I use to read over 100 books per year. Now, if you struggle with reading, I promise you by the time you're done watching this video, you'll be able to set clear goals and you'll be able to achieve your reading goal every single year. Now, at the beginning of every year, I simply decide how many books do I want to read this year. That is my book goal. For example, this year, 2026, I set a goal to read 160 books. And I further break down my yearly goal to monthly goals. How many books will I need to read per month in order to achieve my goals? I need to read at least 10 to 15 books per month in order to achieve my year goal. And I further break that down monthly goal to weekly goals. How many books will I need to read each week in order to reach my monthly targets? And I need to read at least 4 to 5 books every week to reach my monthly targets. And I further break that down. How many days do I want to, how many days will I take to read a book? So I read a book a day, or I use 2 days to read a book, and I try to meet my weekly targets. And also, I further break that down. How many hours do I want to spend reading a book? And I think I need to spend at least 5 to 10 hours per day reading in order to meet my weekly targets. And by consistently following through that step-by-step process, I'm able to meet my book goals every single year. So for you watching this video, how can you do this? First of all, decide how many books do you want to read this year. You can decide to set a goal to read at least 50 books, 60 books. Then further break that down. How many books will you need to read per month in order to reach your yearly goal? Now, if you're going to read 50 books, you will need to read, you are going to be reading 50 books. If you set a goal to read 50 books in a year, you further break it down to a monthly goal, which is to read 4 to 5 books every single week in order to meet your yearly goal. And further break that down monthly goal to weekly goal. How many books will you need to read per week? You need to read at least 1 book per week in order to reach your goal. And then decide how many hours or how many days are you going to spend on a book in order to finish reading a book. How many days will you need to spend on that book? Then further break that down. How many hours or minutes are you going to spend each day reading that book in order to meet your goal? For example, you pick a book like The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, which is about 140 pages, and you break it down. How many minutes or how many hours will you need in that week to read this book? So it is a book that if you spend 3 hours in a week, you will be able to read the entire book. So simply break it down. Okay, I'll spend 20 minutes per day reading this book, and at the end of the week, you have achieved your goal. So if you follow that step-by-step process, you'll be able to read nothing less than 50 books per year. But it all boils down to one thing: discipline. You will need to discipline yourself to follow through on your commitment. Without discipline, it's just not possible to achieve your reading goal. So this is a step-by-step guide, or the step-by-step principle or blueprint that I used to read at least 100 books per year.